Why did it take so long for Diddy to be charged? Still with us, celebrity blogger and columnist Perez Hilton and editor-in-chief of Hip Hop Inquirer Dennis Byron. Perez, from your perspective, why did it take so long here for him to finally be charged for something?
I think because people were afraid to speak out. It took really Cassie going public with her lawsuit against him and laying it all out there in that court document, all of the things she alleged happened, and that lawsuit was taken care of within hours by Diddy. They reached a settlement. But after she sued him and said, this is my truth, this is what happened, that kind of opened the doors. And I'm thinking that around the same time is when this federal investigation began, if not prior. And I'm thankful that the authorities took their time to get an overabundance of evidence. It's going to be very hard for him. I mean, they've already have in possession videos. They have illegally possessed firearms. They possessed drugs, narcotics from him. You know, we got a preview in court as to what we can expect when the trial happens. His attorney actually told the judge repeatedly that Diddy is innocent and that all is not as it seems, referencing that now infamous video with Cassie where he's dragging her through the hotel. The lawyer claimed in court that Diddy was also a victim of domestic abuse, that Cassie was violent to him. And he reiterated that all of these relations that Diddy engaged in were consensual. I'm sure in a trial we will hear differently from the parties involved.
Absolutely. Absolutely, but the lines have been drawn. I want to go through a little bit of a timeline here just to outline some of the allegations and lawsuits through the years. November 16th, 2023, former longtime girlfriend Cassie Ventura filed a civil suit against Combs, is what Perez just referenced, alleging physical, sexual, emotional abuse over a decade. November 23rd, Joy Dickerson Neal filed suit against Combs, accusing him of drugging and raping her in January of 1991. When she was a college student at Syracuse. Lisa Gardner filed a lawsuit against Combs, claiming that he and a singer-songwriter both took turns raping her and a friend one night in the early 90s. December 6th, 2023, Combs, a business associate and a third defendant, are named in a complaint by a woman identified only as Jane Doe, who alleged that in 2023, when she was 17, she was sex trafficked and gang raped by Combs, the associate and a third assailant. February 26, 2024, music producer Rodney Little Rod Jones sued Combs, accusing him in graphic detail of unwanted sexual contact and of forcing him to hire prostitutes and to participate in sex acts with them. May 2024, surveillance video released. We've been talking about it. 2016 altercation showing Diddy assaulting Cassie Ventura. May 24, a former model named Christy McKinney accused Combs of sexually assaulting her in 2003 at his recording studio in New York when she was just 22. May 23rd, a woman named April Lampros filed a lawsuit accusing Combs of drugging and sexually assaulting him after she met him more than 20 years ago. June 10th, a Michigan inmate claims Combs drugged and sexually assaulted him at a party in Detroit in 1997. July 3rd, former adult film actress files a suit claiming sex trafficking and naming a woman accused of being to Combs what Ghislaine Maxwell was to Jeffrey Epstein. Former bandmate in September, Dawn Richard, accused him of terrorizing and sexually abusing her in a lawsuit. September 2024, arrested and indicted on these charges. Dennis Byron, it's a long history. I understand civil lawsuits, when you have deep pockets, people go after you. But from your perspective, why did it take so long for him to be criminally charged for something if all this is sort of percolating in the background?
Because you never had anyone that would actually come out and say that Puff did these things to them. It took Cassie, and I'm going to commend her for this, that she had the courage to come out and tell her story. And that motivated others to come out. And I can tell you, covering the R. Kelly trial in New York, I don't see a way for him to get out of this case. I do see there's a 99% chance he's going to get convicted if he doesn't take a plea deal. This is Southern District of New York.
Yeah, I'm with you.
They rarely lose cases.
It's the same case. It's the same case. The blueprint is there. You read the words. There's a lot of similarities. The actions here, though, the allegations are a little more extreme than R. Kelly, believe it or not. I want you to take a listen to the U.S. Attorney being asked that question, why did it take so long?
The indictment describes aggressive, open, violent, hedonistic abuse that you say was recurrent and widely known. Why did it take law enforcement so long to intervene? How many women were victimized by Sean Combs, and how many others were involved?
Look, our investigation is ongoing. We are committed to bringing justice to everyone who's been victimized by the defendant. I can't tell you why it took so long. I think the better focus is on the fact that we are here today.
Okay, Perez, not really an answer there, but one thing he did say, it's ongoing. They're asking for more people if they have information, probably asking for more accusers to come forward if they exist. Perez, do you expect this thing to get bigger in terms of more accusers? And do you expect any celebrities, not naming names, but do you expect other celebrities, perhaps their names, to be a part of this, not on the end of being a victim, but on the end of kind of being with Diddy?
No, from all that I've read, it's not another literal Jeffrey Epstein situation. These freak-ons, the orgies that Diddy would put on were with most often sex workers and the women and sometimes men in his life. It wasn't, you know, Jay-Z and it wasn't Kanye and all these people having this massive free-for-all. It was all centered around Diddy, the sex workers, and the women or men that he had intimate relations with, is my understanding. And I've also heard enough from former prosecutors and other legal scholars that it's unlikely they are guesstimating that Diddy will accept a plea deal, because he is facing, if convicted on all charges, life in prison. So they're going to fight this, and it's going to be very costly for him. He is struggling somewhat financially. He is selling his private plane. He listed his Los Angeles mansion up for sale. So it's a difficult time for him.
Perez Hilton, Dennis Byron, really appreciate it. Thanks so much. I'm Vinny Politan. We'll keep digging for answers as the investigation continues.